there, how are you doing? I trust you and your loved ones are well. I'm doing great, and today in this video, I'm going to talk to you about something a bit different, but something I'll be talking more about. The past few videos in my channel have been about the self-love series that I hope you can visit or revisit and watch and reflect and continue becoming more as you get to know yourself better, love yourself better, and show up to the world in a bigger and better way. And then I wrapped it up after turning 30 because the self-love series was one of the gifts I was giving as I turned 30. I gave my top almighty decisions or lessons at 30. All those videos are available in this channel on Jiro Kaburu. So subscribe, visit, revisit the videos. Use them to reflect around the subject and also to just help you in your journey of becoming more every day. Because trust me, I too usually revisit them and use them to reflect. I digress. Let me get back to the topic of today. Today we're talking about something interesting, something about speech delivery. Yeah, this video will address 4 questions that I think are very important to answer for effective speech delivery. Now, don't look at me like, but I'm not a speaker. I'm not talking about people who go to big podiums and large audiences to deliver professional speeches. No, when we talk over speech, we are not talking about those kind of speeches. They are part of it, but trust me, you fall in the category. Everyone needs to learn how to deliver effective speeches, because a speech can even be 1 minute long. A speech to your teammates, a speech in the boardroom, a speech in a function, a speech even in a family setup or a friends gathering. But these questions are standard, they cut across, because over the experience I've had in speech delivery, every time I answer these 4 questions, I never go wrong with my speech delivery. So as I start to talk about speeches and speech delivery, I seek to begin with the 4 very important questions to answer clearly for effective speech delivery. Question number 1, what's your message? Yeah, you don't just wake up and start talking. And that is why I will also address speaking versus communication. So what is your message? What are you trying to tell people? So this needs to be very clear in your mind, the message that you wish to deliver to the people. Number 2, who are these people we are talking about? So who is your audience? That's the second question you need to ask yourself, because different kind of audience will require different kinds of methods and engagement. So getting to understand your audience helps you even beef up your what, the kind of message that is relevant. Mark that, the kind of message that is relevant to that particular audience. Question number 3, why are you delivering the speech? As I said, you don't just stand up, rise up, or go to a function or stand up in a boardroom and just start talking. What's your intention in delivering that kind of speech? Even when it's a professional kind of speech, what is it that you wish to achieve through that speech? Are you, for instance, delivering that speech to inform people in a matter of educating them on particular aspects or topics? Are you delivering the speech to persuade, especially for the sales people? Is the intention to persuade your audience? Is the intention to entertain? You know, those humorous speeches of people who are in the comedy line of business or career. I mean, what's the purpose of your speech? And is it to inspire, to motivate, to provoke certain feelings so that you call people to action? So why? are you delivering this speech in the first place? Are you delivering to inform and educate? Is it about entertaining people? Is it about persuasion? Is it about inspiring your audience? So why? What's your point? Why are you delivering the speech? And the fourth question is, how best can you deliver your message? How best can you take your message home? After understanding who your audience is, and then what your message is, as well as why you're delivering this message, now you get to sit down and wonder or ask yourself, how can I best deliver this message? Is it through a story that is personal, or a story that has been told that the audience can relate with? Do you show up with a presentation that is full of statistics and visual aids and all those things to help people visualize? Do you show up and use the audience through audience engagement, questions, discussions, helping them to be part of the conversation of the speech that you're delivering? Do you give examples, anecdotes here and there? So, how best can you deliver your message? I'm talking about these four questions because, as I said, if I answer when and every time I answer these four questions correctly, I don't go wrong with speech delivery. And I've mentored a number of people in speech delivery, especially those who are joining Toastmasters for the first time. And when they're very tense to get to the stage, or they're not sure about themselves, because it's also about building your confidence to go in front of an audience and deliver your message, what I tell them is, do you have a clear message? What is it you want to tell us in that speech? And then you've understood your audience, who we are. And then why are you delivering this message to us? What do you want us to gain from your delivery? Do you want us to be left informed, inspired? Do you want to entertain us? Do you want to persuade us towards a certain cause? And it can be two or three, not just one reason, but you need to understand it very correctly. And then how can you deliver this message to us? So do not worry so much about very big, many things. If you answer these four questions correctly, over time, you get better at not speech delivery, but effective speech delivery. So if you're watching this and you're preparing for your next speech, or you'd like to plunge into that space, or the next time you're called in a meeting to say something about something, ask yourself, what's your message? What do you want to give? Who is your audience? Who are these people? Do you understand what your audience is comprised of? And then why are you delivering that speech? Are you there to help them understand certain concepts, to persuade them towards a certain cause, to inspire and motivate them, or even maybe to entertain them? And how best can you drive the message home? And trust me, you won't go wrong with that. Now, before you get to speech delivery, there's usually something else. You got to write this speech. You got to prepare for you to get to that stage of delivery. I chose to start with this because I find it marrying into the next thing that I'll talk about, that is the speech writing process. What do you keep in mind? What you need to keep in mind when writing your speech. So as you try to practice this, in a week's time, I will release another video on what to keep in mind when writing your speech. Keep me engaged. Let me know what you feel about these four questions. You can also share an experience if they have worked for you. Maybe you can go practice them and get back here in the comments and help me understand, or give me feedback on whether they have worked for you. Because honestly, as I said, I have never gone wrong anytime I answer those four questions. Of course, there are other things to it, but these questions, answering them correctly and being true to them, will really help you. Okay, subscribe, hit the notification button so that you don't miss out on the next episode and the next and the next. Any topic that I address here, which is definitely something that I have lived, something that speaks to my heart, and something that I hope helps you become better in this gospel of becoming more every day. What's your message? Who is your audience? Why are you delivering that speech? And how best can you deliver? All the best to deliver effective speeches. Bye bye.